All right, what's up, you guys? It's the Let's Talk Sports Show. Um, Today's topic is going to be the AFC North, the National Football League AFC North. We want to talk about, I my pick for who's coming out of the North for the playoffs. I'm giving a random pick, man, and my reasons for that. Okay, and then we're just going to talk about a few things, a few players, give some grades, and see what's up. So for me, man, I think I I have Pittsburgh coming out of there, man. I feel like Pittsburgh coach is really, really good. I feel like the Steelers, they have all the tools, man. Last year, they kind of fell off. They fell off a little bit, but they weren't like outmatched. You feel me? They had a little slide in the middle of the season. I think they were like 7-2-1 at one point. Then they had like a little slide, a little dip. And when that happens, man, yeah, you can blame a lot of different things. You feel me? You can blame coaching, players. In Pittsburgh, me personally, I blame the players. I didn't see anything wrong with the coaching. It was the players all the way. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming out as the North champions. I do think that the Ravens could make a playoff push at maybe a 6 seed or a 5 seed. I think we might get two teams coming out of the North. Two teams coming out of the North would make a lot of sense to me. Also, I mean, as far as the Ravens go, I definitely trust Lamar Jackson to make it out of the North. I think that dude does a lot good. He does a hella good with pressure, bro. Like, he's just good as fuck. Like, Lamar Jackson's good, man. I'm a Charger fan, and I looked at that. I was like, this dude is good. He lit our ass up in the fourth. Aside from a few missed blocks in that last play, their last offensive play, aside from a few missed blocks, and our defense just being hella good and being what it is, I mean, shit, we the Chargers, man, that's just what it is, you feel me? But aside from that, honestly, I think if it was any other team, they beat them. I think any other team other than the Chargers and the Patriots, they beat them. And that's saying a lot. And maybe the Chiefs, too. I think that's a 50-50 game with them and the Chiefs. I think it's a 50-50 game with them and the Chiefs. But I think any game besides the Chargers and the Patriots, they win those games. Any game besides the Chargers and Patriots. So I feel like they're definitely a contender. The Bengals, Joe Mixon is the shit. I fucks with Joe Mixon, but AJ Green and Andy Dalton have to get back to what they were. And that's just what it is. They have to get back to what they were. I mean, Dalton was throwing like 38 touchdown passes. Yeah, he threw 23 picks that one year, but they were getting to the playoffs consistently. And that's all they need. That's what they need. I think they made like 4 or 5 straight playoff appearances. That's what they need. They got to get back to being those guys that they were that led that team, But they can make it. They can make it. I think last year they shot out of the gates last year. They looked good. They just got to be able to compete, and rebuild their defense. If they can rebuild their defense, they'll be fine. The Browns, here's my take on the Browns. The Browns have all the talent. All the talent. If the Browns do not make the Super Bowl with this team that they have, if they end up blowing up this team without making a Super Bowl, I am automatically considering Baker Mayfield a bust. And I'm sorry. It might sound crazy to you guys, but I'm sorry. Dude, you have 2 of the top 10 receivers in our league. 2 of the top 10 receivers in our league. You have a damn good tight end. You got Kareem Hunt, which is one of the best running backs in our league. You have and you got a plethora of other solid, really, really good running backs in the backfield with you. Your offensive line ain't trash like they had it when When Tyrod Taylor was playing, it's not the same. They're not playing trash like they was then when Tyrod Taylor was the quarterback. They're not playing trash like they was when RG3 was the quarterback. So, he's getting a lot of protection, man. He's getting a lot of protection. So he has to show up. You feel me? He has to show up. If they don't make the Super Bowl, it's on him. It's on him because the defense is really good. Everything is solid, and I only put it on him because he talks a lot. Only put it on him because he talks a lot of shit, bro. He talks about people's contracts. He talks about all kind of shit. You be sitting there like, bro, why do you even have a voice in this matter? You should probably just be quiet. But yeah, he talks about a lot of things that I feel like as a guy in his sophomore year in the NFL probably shouldn't be talking about, And then, especially with the dispute with Hugh, I didn't like that. I didn't like the dispute with Hugh. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and play football. That's all that matters, bro. If they can go out there and play football and win some games, and they have to be. Listen, they cannot be 7-8-1, and they cannot lose to the Ravens and be outplayed by Lamar Jackson. You can't do that. You can't. Not with this team. Not with these guys. You can't. And that's a fact. You can't. Listen, Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were in a hell of a game last year. Those two guys were in a hell of a game last year, and they decided, listen, I cannot be outplayed by the other guy. Mahomes said, listen, I got to make a play because I can't be outplayed by the other guy. Unfortunately, Baker Mayfield went out there and couldn't read it. That's one of the biggest things that I think we don't talk about. Being able to read defenses is very important, right? It's very important. But in that Ravens game, he couldn't read the defense. You should be able to read when a guy is coming and when he's not. And that's what, and what Mosley did, as a linebacker, as a former linebacker, what Mosley did was what we call a stunt. So he stunted, and the reason why it's called a stunt is there's many ways to stunt, but what he did was he came, created contact, and then dropped back into his zone. So Mosley was not gonna keep rushing the passer. That was not the plan for that situation the whole time. If he was gonna keep rushing the passer, he would have continued with the pass rush. Problem is he dropped back into the zone because they know they're going underneath. You see what I'm saying? They knew that they were going underneath. They trusted it. Hey, listen, you're gonna go, give him a look, drop back into this zone. He's not gonna be able to read that defense. Being able to read the defense means a lot of different things. So you have to be able to make the defense do what you want them to do and give you the look that you want them to give. And he should have saw Mosley and one of the most simplest things is you send a motion player and then you send that player back to his same place. So just bring a player in motion, send him back to his same place. He goes right back to it's the same formation. But what it does is you know what the defense is doing. So if a linebacker or corner comes with him, it's man. You get me? For the most part, that's going to be man. That's a man defense. You get me? They might have safeties dropping, either coming or dropping. That's about it. If they stack the box and the linebacker is moving with a guy, this is man defense. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do that. I don't get how they didn't do that. I don't know what the hell is going on with them. You feel me? I just didn't make any sense to me. But especially in a critical part of the game like that. But at the same time, I feel like that team should be Super Bowl bound if they can right the wrongs that they have and put all their egos to the side. Because Odell Beckham has an ego. Jarvis Landry has an ego. Baker Mayfield has an ego. All of these guys have, egos that, counteract what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. That's a fact, But hopefully we see a very competitive division. You feel me? Hopefully, at least each team beats each other once, because we want. We at the end of the day, as football fans, we want competition. We don't. I do not care about who wins the Super Bowl if it ain't the Chargers. I'm just saying. I'm a Charger fan, But at the end of the day, I want to see competitive games, and I want to see very solid teams match up against each other and play each other in various ways. And that's I like to study, because especially when you've played the game of football, you like to study NFL teams and what they're doing offensively and defensively. You know what I'm saying? Because then you know what to look for. You know, so that's my take on the NFC North. I'll do my take on the AFC. I mean, that's my take on the AFC North. I'm sorry. That's my take on the AFC North. I'll do my take on the AFC West and AFC East within the next 2 days. So tomorrow I'll do the AFC West, and then the day after that I'll do the AFC East, and then after then I'll do the AFC South, and then we'll switch to the NFC. I have a big topic coming up with AFC West where they're talking. We're talking Melvin Gordon might not be a Charger. So let's see, man. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.